You know, Eric, it's a bad time to have a wreck. And it's a bad time to have a wreck. We can't make parts. We buy parts.
Right.
And if there's no parts available, these two vehicles have been sitting here since March. We're now rounding the quarter in the middle of May, and there's no parts to fix this car.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the airing of Grievances. I'm Eric Reamer. This is Robert Grieve, and today we've got an important message to you, so stick around for that. But before we do any of that, Rob, happy Saturday.
Saturday to you, our dear friends. Thanks for tuning in.
Absolutely. All right, so Rob, you said something to me downstairs outside that caught my attention immediately, and I thought we got to share that with these folks. Give us
It's horrible.
Give us the heads up. It is horrible.
It's horrible.
But
I looked at a car that we're kind of storing, and Eric, it's a bad time to have a wreck. And it's a bad time to have a wreck.
It is a bad time to have a wreck. And interesting that you said we're looking at a car. Here's a picture of it.
Yeah. That
we're storing.
Yeah.
Now, Rob,
and there's one right behind it.
Yeah, here's the other picture. Now,
I'm not laughing. I'm crying inside.
This shirt says that we are a Lexus authorized collision center.
Yep.
This shirt says Nylund's Collision Center, or this sleeve, I should say. When did we become a storage facility?
Well, we can't make parts. We buy parts.
Right.
And if there's no parts available, these two vehicles have been sitting here since March. We're now rounding the quarter in the middle of May, and there's no parts to fix this car. Either of these cars.
Right.
I mean, maybe there's one or two of the parts, but there isn't the parts we need to fix the car.
Yeah, you can't complete the repair.
And they're non-drivable.
Yeah.
So
this goes...
horrible.
I agree with your sentiment 100%. And this goes to why we're bringing it to you, because if we don't talk about it, you may come to form conclusions that are not necessarily accurate and perhaps directed in the wrong place.
It's incredibly frustrating, not only for you, the consumer, but for us, the repairer.
Right.
Unlike some shops, we don't deposit any money on these repairs until the repairs are completed.
That's right.
Yet I'm buying the parts and paying the people and painting the car, paying for the paint and the booth to use, all that stuff.
Not to mention the space, which is where the storage comes in, right?
Yeah. And it's incredibly frustrating, again, for the consumer, but it's just as frustrating, and it's like triple work for us to keep track of what cars need what parts and about when they think they might get here. And some of them have absolutely no ETA at all. We'll call you when they come. Don't call us.
And this is not unique to our shop.
No. And then we keep calling, the dealer that we're getting the parts from. They're getting mad at us because we keep calling them because we're trying to keep on top of it for our guest. And
right.
And what makes it even worse is if it's your own insurance company, you only have so much time of rental if you have a rental on your policy. We're seeing a lot of people lately that don't even have rental on their policy. These cars are here since March.
Yeah.
Non-drivable vehicles.
Right.
And it's just a horrible time to have an accident, not just because of that, but there's capacity issues. Shops are slammed with vehicles. The damage is more severe than it ever was. There's more electronics involved than there ever was before.
Yeah, every repair is more technical, more complicated.
And there's the industry says there's a tech shortage. There's a people shortage.
Yeah.
There's more than just techs. With detailers and estimators and managers and painters and there's a lot of different people in this building to get a car through the system.
Sure.
Parts people, just somebody to receive the parts and put them where they need to be. Keep track of them.
Yeah.
You got people that are doing pre-scans and post-scans. That's another position that has to be filled. This is not just a tech shortage. This is a people shortage. There's no shortage of buildings around here as far as body shops go to fix cars. It's the people in the buildings. There's really not enough of. Where they are, I really don't know.
Yeah.
But
well, and then you layer all of that against record-breaking inflation.
Inflation is another reason. So when we talk about inflation, all of our costs are going through the roof.
Yeah.
And so here's an interesting thing. If let's just take this cup of coffee costs 10% more.
Yep.
And I'm selling this cup of coffee.
Right.
The consumer needs to pay 10% more if it's costing me 10% more, because how else do we stay in business?
Yeah, you're not in business to spend money.
So at the coffee shop, guess what they're going to do? They're going to charge you 10% more. They may even charge you 15% more.
Sure.
The insurance companies are ignoring the fact that costs are going up to repair vehicles. And so now what they expect is if this cup of coffee is 10% more, we'll just eat the 10% and they're going to pay the same that they were 2-3 years ago or whatever.
Or in
and that
some
doesn't
cases,
work.
34 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's an accurate situation going on somewhere else in the country.
Yeah, that's Mass, right?
Massachusetts. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so bad there that the shops are picketing in front of
the legislator.
Yeah, the State House. And all this trickles down to you, the consumer.
Right.
And as far as the insurance company not wanting to pay here, well, okay. What it means is you're going to pay.
Right.
That's what it means.
Which is
utilities are going through the roof. We got 2 gigantic booths down there that we paint the vehicles in.
Yep.
That turn into ovens.
Yep.
What does it cost? I mean, while we're painting it, it's so lit up in there. It's like walking into heaven. It's daylight.
Right.
At least that's my vision.
We can all hope.
And that costs a lot of money. And then you have, when they're done painting, it turns into an oven.
Right.
And you can imagine what it costs to heat up an oven big enough for a vehicle to be in.
Yeah, the gas and electricity got to be through the roof.
All those are utilities are going up. Taxes, why the taxes are going up, I'm not sure, but I guess it's to cover their inflation. The materials that we use, the paint, they just keep raising the prices on it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And, the insurance companies, they have these fancy formulas that say, well, if it takes 10 hours of paint labor to paint this, then we'll give you 10 hours times a dollar amount to cover the materials. It doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't work by a long shot.
Doesn't work anymore.
We did a video called 2 Dangerous Words, Very Dangerous Words, Industry Standard. I'm going to put a link to that right up here, and you'll see that this has been an ongoing issue, but now in the last year, we have seen, like I said, unprecedented increases in the cost of everything, and at the same time,
trash pickup. I mean, stuff you don't even think about.
Yeah, and at the same time, we got these part shortages, and I'm not sure. I don't have the capacity to tell you why a virus stops production. I don't know why, but I can tell you this.
Well, I can tell you, I got 3 people that aren't working right now because they're home sick. And when they're not working, who is doing their job? I mean, if we're at 3/4 staff, I can't get done what I need to get done at 100% staff. Now you're just either transferring that work onto other people that are getting stressed to the max, and
which may be the answer to the parts shortage as well. But in any case, Rob, we want to tell you that we are doing our very best to stay on top of it. We're making those phone calls, even if the people get a little irritated at us, because we're doing what we can, right? We can't control everything.
Nope.
But we can control our own actions.
We control everything that we can control.
That's right.
And you'll find that, in most places, they want to get your car done. They don't want to be sitting on it. They don't want to be waiting for anything. But it's funny, you go back to the insurance companies that don't want to pay the extra 10% because it costs 10% more.
Right.
They don't mind telling the Department of Insurance that they need a 10% raise.
I think we did a video.
You pay for that too.
Yeah. We did a video here talking about how they did that with the Department of Insurance 41 or 43 times in the course of a few short weeks.
Yep.
And take a look at that video up there. That unbelievable.
So now, take the parts thing out of it. Put a good insurer in there. So let's just say there's no problem with the parts, which that happens.
Sure.
It's not every car, but there are, some cars that you just can't get parts for. Right. There's a couple that we showed you. Yeah. I just had a claim with AIG.
Yep.
Boom, 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 done. I sent the slip off. They said, perfect, Rob, go ahead and get it done. And I ordered the parts before that phone call even took place because I knew they were going to say that. Yeah. The parts came in the next day. Paint department painted them up. The car's getting built. It's going to go home on Monday.
AIG is also one of
our premium
insurance companies. Now, keep in mind, we have no relationship, no formal partnership with any insurance company at all. However, we have started recognizing
the really good
top
players.
Performers,
yep,
right?
Top performers.
And you can find the link to the article that's written about AIG right down here in the description box. So take a look at that. Check out the website. Make a comment on it if you'd like. We'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well.
One more thing about the insurance companies.
Please.
And causing the delays to get the vehicle back to you.
Yeah.
A very dear friend that we fixed his vehicle. It sat here for 2 whole weeks, finished, waiting for the insurance company to get the paperwork back. So we didn't know what the final numbers were going to be, how much he needed to pay, how much the insurance company was paying. So we had to hold on to the car.
Was there an internet shortage?
There's a shortage of some nature on the insurance side as much as there is any place else. And I don't think they have enough people to handle the claims, and it's unfortunately on the insurance side, it's getting laid at the feet of you, the consumer,
right?
Because they are not recognizing the increase that we don't have a choice but to recognize. We're getting it.
Right.
The people we buy paint from, and
they're selling it for more.
3M and everybody else that we deal with. They're raising their prices. They don't care. They're just raising the prices.
Right.
And if we use those products, we like anybody else, it gets passed on to the bill payer.
Yeah.
And if the bill payer is the insurance company and they don't want to pay, the consumer becomes the bill payer. And we're seeing those numbers that the consumer has to pay going up and up and up at an exponential rate right now, because insurance just won't, they're refusing to get on with what's going on today except for their own pockets.
We know how frustrating this is for you, and we want you to know that we want to be as much part of the solution as is humanly possible. And we are willing to talk about it. We're willing to answer any questions that you have. If you've got a question, give us a call. Here's our phone number, and we're happy to take those questions. And again, there's only so much that we can do, but we are willing to help in any way possible.
Of course. Be patient.
Yeah.
Actually, we have an adjuster that called us looking for a part, and we found the part for him for his sister's car, and he went and got it and brought it to the shop that wasn't looking very hard. and now that car is back getting repaired again.
We hope that has goodwill written all over it, and that we'll see some benefit out of that.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's a bad time to have a wreck. You're going to have to be patient, and you may have to pay a little out of pocket. That's the story for today.
Do us a favor, if you will, please share this. Go ahead and just click the link and share this video with your social media network, if you will. And Rob, thank you for doing what you do. Happy Saturday to you.
To you, our dear friends, I hope you have an amazing week. Be well.